research was based on children who are diagnosed with autism that struggle with social pragmatics. We know that diagnoses of autism are on the rise, but also due to prior research, we found that there is also a lack of general knowledge in autism among teachers that are in contact with students on the spectrum daily. The purpose of our research was to determine whether general education teachers in the PD area of South Carolina have the knowledge and preparation to adequately teach students on the spectrum with a focus in social pragmatics. Our research was led to two main questions. The first being, are general educators prepared and qualified with the proper training and preparation programs to teach students on the spectrum with pragmatic difficulties? The second was, do educators feel like it would be beneficial for them to attend training on teaching students with autism and a focus in social pragmatics within their school districts? To fulfill our research questions, we began by seeking out the specifics of the participants we were looking for. Our criteria consisted of teachers in the PD area with at least an associate's degree and a minimum of 1 year teaching experience with grades K through 5. After using a filter system to sort the teachers who qualified for the criteria and who did not, we ended up getting a total response of 63 teachers from the 20-question survey we curated. The survey was created using Google Forms and answered with written responses and a Likert scale. The survey estimated 15 to 20 minutes to complete and separated into 4 sections. The overall data collected was coded into a statistical package for social science for analysis.
We used a filter system to sort the teachers who qualified for the criteria and who did not. Out of 63 teachers that responded, only 58 of them met the inclusion criteria and were included in the final sample size. Each teacher held a professional South Carolina teaching license, worked at either a public or charter school. 93% were from public schools and had an educational background ranging from bachelor's degree to doctorate degree. Due to the current COVID pandemic, we encountered a few limitations. Some of the limitations were having to contact the elementary schools via phone and email instead of physically visiting the school to talk to the principal and faculty as planned, and simply finding general education teachers to meet the criteria. Finding the teachers was impacted by being considerate of the overwhelming amounts of emails teachers get and hoping ours would not be overlooked, end up in the trash or junk mail.
Our results indicated that additional training within the participant school district would be beneficial and improve chances for success in and out of the classroom. 39.7% of the participants reported that they were very knowledgeable and experienced with autism. 22.4% of participants reported no experience in this area, while 39.7% reported some experience. 48.3% of the teachers reported that their school district never offered training for autism spectrum disorder, and 56.9% were never offered training on social pragmatics disorders as well. However, it was evident that general education teachers highlighted a need for adequate resources to teach students on the autism spectrum with pragmatic difficulties.
From the data collected, it is appropriate to educate more teachers and school faculty about ASD and social pragmatics since they are often in contact with these students. Speech-language pathologists could hold in-services to advocate and educate the teachers so the percentage will rise from 39% knowledgeable about autism to possibly 80% or higher. Future studies could expand to survey teachers from the entire state of South Carolina and moreover target both the rural, low-income, and urban areas.
In conclusion, we based the idea of teacher preparation and qualifications on proper training and preparation programs offered. Our research questions concluded that most general educators are not prepared or qualified to teach students on the autism spectrum with pragmatic difficulties in the classroom. While 39.7% are somewhat experienced in this area of teaching students with autism spectrum disorder, 22.4% were not experienced. We found that training programs focusing on autism spectrum disorder and social pragmatics were not offered by majority of the participant school districts. Because 48.3% reported that their school district never offered training for autism spectrum disorder, 56.9% were never offered training on social pragmatics either. School districts and school personnel should be aware about general educators' current lack of knowledge in these areas so that educators can be provided with adequate training and resources, and students with disabilities can be better served in the school system.